Step up, talk to your friends about starting a Veterans Affinity Network if you don't have one. Start advocating for the value of hiring veterans and what do they bring to the table. And help educate other hiring managers. Because it's real easy to pass over any diverse candidate who doesn't happen to be working for a direct competitor doing the same job that you're already doing, because I know that that's a tendency in this fast-moving world.
Founded in 2007, Auction.com is the nation's leading online real estate marketplace, having sold more than $34 billion in residential and commercial assets. Chris Galy is the Vice President of Talent Acquisition at Auction.com and an Army veteran, and he joins us now here in Oakland, California. Thanks for being with us.
It's great to be here. Thank you, Lauren.
Your website says that you're looking to hire people in all areas. What kind of jobs are available?
We have jobs that are in the online spectrum, jobs in the offline spectrum, but it really covers all functions in many different locations. To give you a few examples, many engineering jobs in California, in the whole range of product development and technical product development, inclusive of product management, web design, back-end design. We also have auction operations, both for the online auctions themselves, but actually out at the courthouses. And so we have a wide array of job openings at this current time.
Why is Auction.com such a good fit for members of the military community?
Many of the early folks who kind of helped auction get up and running were former Marines, and so part of the culture has always been to be supportive of the military and military loved ones. And so we have veterans inside of our organization doing just about anything, but we're trying to take advantage of those roots and the history, and always thinking about how we can help the veterans and the community of veterans in the areas where we do business.
In what ways does Auction.com recruit talent?
So obviously any digital or social medium that's out there, but we also pick up a phone and call people. We go through some affiliates of ours like Vets in Tech. We have outreach into the veterans communities. So we do it a myriad of ways.
You served in the U.S. Army. How did your military experience help in your current role here?
You know, it's interesting. Again, this is one of those areas that you reflect, and you don't realize at the time you're going through certain experiences how they would be helpful in life later on. And you could start with the soft skills, the leadership skills, working with people that you would have never worked with if you would have stayed. And I grew up in New Orleans, and if I would have stayed in Louisiana, I would certainly have not met all the people that served, you know, from many different countries and certainly all states. It really showed the power of diversity.
What was the transition like for you into the civilian workforce?
The transition was interesting. You know, they say that luck often favors the prepared, and looking back on it, I'm not so sure I was as prepared. I did get certainly a lot more lucky. And it actually, with the help of a recruiter, I was looking for sales opportunities. And at the time, a lot of the companies who were hiring in tech, it was on the hardware side, and they had a tendency to want to put military folks in operations, which makes plenty good sense. And I was willing to do that and then ultimately work my way into sales, because I knew that that's where I really wanted to be. But it was a recruiter who I ran across who said, you know, you talk a lot. I said, you know, I've gotten that feedback before. And he said, what do you think about growing companies and helping people come into a company and help that company grow? That's kind of like sales. And I said, well, I never really thought about it, but hey, let me do it. I'll do anything, right? And so that was kind of the genesis.
What advice would you have for other service members watching about to go through a similar transition?
Yeah. So number one is you got to start before you get out. There's a lot of amazing organizations. There's Hiring America and Vets in Tech and the VA and, you know, Veterans of Foreign Wars. There's just so many out there. So you can't use the excuse that nobody wants to help. Find the right place that is going to help you. Network as much as you can. Go on to LinkedIn and look for people who have served in the military. See how they've transitioned. Do your research. Be prepared. And you have to be able to tell a company how you're going to add value. And it doesn't mean that you had to have done that job before. And that's one of the things that a lot of people miss in the job search, is they think that they have to have done it before. And that's also the thing that people in my profession also miss out on, because many times it's too easy just to say, I'm going to go find somebody else who does it at a competitor and bring them in, because that cycle time is going to be a lot faster.
Chris, thanks so much for joining us here on Hiring America.
It's my pleasure.